Hey guys, welcome. This is Brad Krantz. End of the year here, Thursday, December 31st, 2020. Brand new year next year. And I'm putting this up on YouTube. I did this as a Facebook Live yesterday and on Instagram, IGTV. But my tips for success, I wanted to put this on my YouTube channel. And it's titled Personal Branding Tips for Success in 2021 from an article I read. I'm going to post the link to the article on the description on my YouTube channel, so you can have that for one for your reference, but also you can find the source of what I'm talking about. So I'm going to kind of put some of my twist on the 10 points that she makes here. I'm going to share real quick. This is the summary of the points here, 10 personal branding tips that you need to know. One, you got to pick a lane. Two, you got to develop a brand statement. Three, you've got to create content. Four, you've got to build an online presence. Five, you got to promote yourself. Six, you got to be consistent. Seven, you got to take advantage of social media. Eight, you've got to leverage influencers. Nine, you've got to focus on your audience. And 10, you've got to be authentic. And I have one more summary point to kind of wrap this up all together. So that's my topic here. I hope you'll find this helpful, especially if you're looking to get on social media and use it. I ask myself all the time why people aren't using it. I figured it out at 58 years old. I've been doing this for a year and a half. I don't consider myself necessarily an expert, but I'm well read on this, well studied, and I put into practice what I learned, and you can too. So I guess that's my plea, guys. If you're not on social media, and I'm going to quote Gary Vaynerchuk, because I think the guy's the guru of social media. He's been on it for over 10 years. Is if you're not on social media in 2020 and now going into 2021, you're irrelevant, guys. You just are as an individual trying to build a business, or God forbid, a company. I don't know any Fortune 500, any companies like that don't get it, but you need to be on social media. And that's why I'm taking time to share this. So hopefully you'll take notes on these tips, or look to delve into them and put them into practice. So let's kind of proceed here, guys. So why is personal branding important? Personal brand really isn't different from the company brands you see on TV all the time. We know who they are. I'm not going to name any specifically, but that's what television advertising is about, to promote a brand. Well, so instead of showcasing a store or product, again, doing it on TV, which is really expensive, and I think as Gary Vaynerchuk wisely notes, it's vastly overpriced. And I'm going to get into the social media. It's free, it's underpriced, and it's a great value. But basically, you're marketing yourself, mainly your knowledge and your expertise. So probably the most important reason to have a personal brand is that it helps you to stand out from the crowd. And that's really how you get noticed on social media. I figured that out in a year and a half, but you have to do it right. And again, I'm going to say this over and over. It takes time and it takes effort to do it, and to do it right, to be a professional. So developing a personal brand really puts your reputation in your hands. You get to show people how talented you are and the knowledge that you bring to the table. And hopefully you do have something. Okay. So an online reputation, really, let's just define that. It's the reputation of a company, maybe in this case, individual, personally, who I am, and product or service or any other aspect that is on the internet or digital platforms. And your online reputation is impacted by the content you post, obviously, the reactions of and interactions with other users on the web, people that respond to those posts. And this plays directly into number 10, authenticity. So pay attention through this, because I think it flows pretty well and it should make a lot of sense. But your brand's important, but again, you've got to do it right so that you get the maximum effect from it. One, as I noted, you have to pick a lane. Possibly the biggest mistake people make is being all over the road, in a manner of speaking. They're experts in everything and cover an extremely wide range of subjects. You don't want to do this. You don't want to be a jack of all trades, master of none. That would be a great summary of this. I picked leadership because of my background experience and studying, the books I've read, John Maxwell seminars I've attended, and that's the lane I've been running in. So most of what I talk about delves around leadership. Obviously, this doesn't. This is really an outflow of my using and gaining understanding and putting into practice social media. But leadership has been my lane that I'm running in. So you got to figure out what yours is. Two, you got to develop a brand statement. Okay, a brand statement really introduces your personal brand to the world. And it's a personal mission statement, perhaps, that tells people what to expect from you. So if my mantra or my lane is leadership, people can generally expect that I'm going to talk about leadership from some aspect, differing aspects, of course. But it's a packaging that sets you apart from brands on our figurative store shelves. So you got to figure out what that is. 3, you've got to create content, right? Nothing happens till you create content. So like blogs, whether it's infographics, videos, which I'm doing right now, and podcasts help your audience to get to know and trust you. And again, from 30 years in sales, this is something that sticks out, and it's very true, guys. People will buy from me if they know you, like you, and trust you. I also believe they'll get in business with you or partner with you if they know, like, and trust you. But that's what social media is all about. So hopefully by what you're posting, people will know you, like you, and trust you. Okay. So without content, you're really just no more than a pretty face. You're one among many millions of people or billions of people out there. So you got to ask questions like what challenge your particular audience faces, what questions they most commonly ask, and that really could be a starting point for your content creation. So you got to figure out what your lane is, and then, okay, what type of content are you going to put together and post to share that for building an online presence? Okay, that's what I've been doing over the last year and a half. Just to let you know, I'm on Facebook, a Facebook business page, Brad TKG, Krantz TKG. I'm on LinkedIn. I've been on LinkedIn since 2010. And then I recently, in the last 2-3 months, have gotten on Instagram and YouTube. So I'm on 4 channels, 4 platforms. But a personal brand is really nothing without an online presence, okay? And this could include a website and or social media. But I'll say if you just have a website, no social media to drive people there, again, you're back in like 1998, 1999. Online marketing, online presence, social media, you've got to be on social media doing videos, okay? And when it comes to social media, obviously there's many options to fit your brand image. You know, of course, you got traditionals like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, which have great features to promote your brand. Then you also have others like Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, and even TikTok. And I think I will say one platform is better than none, but I think you're going to find multiple platforms really helps you to get your message out there. So you got to decide which will work most effectively for you. Again, I'm on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram. Those are working actually pretty well for me. 5th, you got to promote yourself. Really, that's what I'm doing here. And in promoting myself, I put on the title, the thumbnail of this is from Gary Vaynerchuk, Build Your Brand, Don't Sell, and I'll say add value. Look for every avenue to promote your brand. And this is what I'm doing in an offhand way. It's not directly promoting what I do from a business standpoint, but it does because we use social media to leverage and build our online business. So there's plenty of avenues to choose from, you know, the social media platforms, online events, stuff like that. But I'll say a word of caution here in promoting yourself. Again, going back to what Gary Vee says, build your brand, don't sell. Too many people, guys, stay away from the using social media to make connections, you know, friends on Facebook, connections on LinkedIn, et cetera. And then you kind of barf your deal on people. Hey, can I do this for you? Can I be your social media manager? Do you need a loan? Do you need this? Do you need that? Guys, one, that's tacky. That's like sales 2000, the 20th century. It doesn't work very well. And if you do that to me, I'll ignore you, but I'll generally delete you or unfriend you or block you if it's on Messenger, because it's just not very helpful. So build your brand, don't sell. If you build a brand right, I will say this, guys, people will reach out to you. It does work. Again, it takes time and effort, but if you build your brand and you do it right, people reach out with you. That's what you want. You want people that want what you have to offer, what your product is, your service, your business, whatever it is. If they reach out to you, that's a good potential, not only prospect, but probably customer or a business partner. But if you're trying to sell people, the old use it as a cold call method, guys, time out. Don't do that. It doesn't work. I don't like it. It's tacky. It's not professional. 6th, be consistent, right? You have to be consistent, right? Again, it's not just, well, I posted once and nobody responded. Okay. I posted 4 or 5 times. Nobody responded. Okay, guys, I've been doing this for a year and a half daily, and I've ramped up my activity probably the last 6 months where I post 2 to 3 times daily on all these platforms. So can people immediately identify your social media page as soon as it loads? Okay, do you stand out? If not, you need to work on your consistency. And again, that comes over time, posting content on a regular basis, not once a month or just once a week, and then you leave and you don't come back. You've got to be consistent on a regular basis. Consistency means delivering the same quality across all your channels. Okay, and it could be the basis for using logos, photos, you know, brand colors across your social networks. You can vary your content on each network, but keep a consistent theme and voice. I've changed my Brad Krantz TKG leadership and online marketing. You will find on my Facebook business page. on my LinkedIn profile and also on my YouTube channel. So I'm running I have a consistent brand on those 3 channels. Now, it took me a while to get there. It took a time to figure out exactly what I want to do, how I wanted it to look. It may change or update in the future, but I have something that has a consistency across 3 of my platforms. So keep that in mind. Number 7, take advantage of social media, guys. This is what befuddles me. I don't know why people don't. I'm 60 years old now. People don't get it. People have small businesses. They're not on it. They don't use it. They ignore it. Other people I know in other businesses don't even know that social media exists. I don't know how you can get by, but take advantage of it. It's free, guys. Aside from having an ISP, internet service provider, all these channels are free. Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat, you name it. You just have to learn how to use them. Yes, you can take out paid ads. That's a different topic for a different time. But if you use it, it is free to use. But you have to, again, it takes time and effort to do it. You got to know what you're doing and you want to be professional. But it's free. Take advantage of it. But also, again, know what you're doing and how to do it. And that will take time and effort, probably doing some reading, attending maybe some webinars, taking courses, etc. Social media has a lot of great features that you can use. And don't be afraid to explore these features. You can create daily stories on Instagram. I do my daily posts there that link to my Facebook page, but I also do 3 times a week Instagram IGTV. Create a poll on Facebook or Twitter maybe to see what people are most interested in. Live stream important events on Facebook, which I do, on Twitter or LinkedIn. I post my YouTube videos on LinkedIn twice a week. So there's a lot of ways to do it, but again, it's going to take, you have to understand what you're doing. It takes time and effort to learn it so you can do it right, but work toward doing it. You'll get there. Number 8, leverage influencers. I'm going to keep this one short, but influencers obviously dominate social media. They're the people that have, thousands or hundreds of thousands or millions of followers. So if you want to grow your personal brand on a platform, partnering with an influencer is probably your best bet. And I'm just going to say this is I see that a little bit more as wishful thinking. Because most of us, they're a big influencer, so busy, I'm not gonna be able to just say, hey, can I partner with you? I would suggest sharing their content, liking their content, commenting on it, because then if you reach out to make a connection on Facebook or on LinkedIn, there's a commonality there. You can say, hey, I read your book, or I saw your post on this, or I sat in on a webinar that you did, and you can connect with people that way. There's some common link for you versus somebody. Don't just say hi or hey, how you doing? That's not professional. I get people like that. I ignore them because you're not professional. You got to respond to their post or video they've done. So be careful and professional how you do this. If you have people that know somebody, you can perhaps connect with them that way, but this is really going to take a special time, interest, and focus to leverage influencers. But again, the best way is just share their content, comment on it, and share it on your pages on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Twitter. There's a whole bunch of people you can use there. Focus on your audience. Number 9, as a brand, it's essential to understand what is important to your audience. What struggles do they face? What content could help them navigate a certain problem? You're basically trying to be a problem solver. And you have to do that by identifying what your lane is and then who's your audience. What can you do to make their lives a little easier? And when you orient your brand to your audience, not yourself, it's going to attract prospects. I kind of already said this. Again, if you post valuable content, you add value, and I'm going to say add massive value, over enough time, people are going to reach out to you, but it takes time to do that. Most people aren't willing to put the time in, but that's how you do it, is adding massive value. If you need a further confirmation of this or to understand it, read Gary Vaynerchuk's Jab, 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 Right Hook book. It's a classic. I highly recommend it if you need to or want to know how you do that. And then 10, be authentic. Okay, just be you. It's probably one of the most commonly used phrases, certainly in coaching, but there's a reason for it, especially when it pertains to creating a personal brand. Audiences want to follow real people who mean what they say. I say people who say what they mean and mean what they say. Okay, Dot Lung said this on her Instagram training and it stuck out. If you think you can fake it till you make it, you're going to have fake followers. And guys, those are worthless, so don't. So if you want your brand to succeed, you can't be one person on social media and another person off it. You've got to be consistent, right? When you create messaging, make sure that it is a true representation of who you are and what you stand for. That's going to get you a lot of traction. So don't try to be somebody you're not. Don't try to be me. Don't try to be Gary Vaynerchuk, Ed Milet, John Maxwell, whoever it is, be you, but be authentic about it, because you're going to get found out on social media if you are not. And your reputation's everything. It may take, months, if not years to build it, but only seconds to lose it, maybe one post on social media. So be careful about that. Lastly, to tie this all together, I would say you need to take action. All those 10 points are great, but if you just sit there and think about it, ponder on them, nothing's going to happen. So you need to take action upon those points, guys. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you got value out of this. And if you found value out of this, please feel free to subscribe to my channel so you can get more videos of this. I do Monday morning leadership every week. I've got one coming up this next week. And then also you are welcome to connect with me on my social media platforms that I will post on the description. So have an awesome Thursday, guys, and Happy New Year, and God bless you. Have an awesome 2021. Bye-bye.